Good evening, guys. Bill McMillan here with NDWX.com with a quick video update for you on Tuesday evening just after 9:15 as we record this video update. And finally, we've got some cooler fall-like air that will work in here over the midweek period and really began to make itself felt over the weekend, particularly Saturday, as highs only top out in the upper 60s for most of central Indiana. But as early as Thursday morning, we'll begin to feel that cooler air working in here, and overnight lows will dip into the lower 50s, even some upper 40s showing up across portions of central Indiana, particularly western portions of the state, as that cooler air works in here and really sets the tone for what we can expect this weekend as a classic fall weekend unfolds across the region. Much deserved, especially for folks such as myself who are ready for some cooler air. Unfortunately, though, it's just not going to last that long as we back up the European ensemble here and put this guy into motion. Notice the trough comes and goes relatively quickly, and that's going to lead to that fleeting cool air that is replaced by another warm-up next week, particularly the middle and latter portions of next week as the ridge goes wild again over the Great Lakes region. And it's just the kind of a rinse and repeat type pattern here we see as we move further into the longer term. It's also going to be a dry pattern as we see as we take a look at here in just a moment. But before that, we do have a couple of days of some cooler air to enjoy over the weekend. It comes and goes, though, and above normal warmth expands across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and including the Ohio Valley as we go through the week next week. Certainly may feature temperatures getting into the 85 to 90 degree range deeper into next week for afternoon highs. Hard to believe for early October, but that's the card we're dealt right now, and unfortunately it's a continued dry pattern as well as we look out into the medium term, days 4 through 10. Hard to disagree with this dry look. Something to keep an eye on, though, will be the potential of tropical activity across the western central Gulf that may include the southeast region as any sort of tropical entity moves inland as we go through early October. And just before we close out, guys, I wanted to take a quick moment to look at the CFSV2 here. And the pattern in the short term certainly is one that is going to remain dry. We're very confident of that, but equally as confident to this pattern flipping as we go through late fall and on into winter. And I think the CFSV2 has a pretty good handle on that as it shows the widespread drier conditions here for October. I will say southeastern portion, it's starting to see the threat, I think, there of the tropical activity with some increased rainfall potential there. But we begin to flip this thing as we go into November and December, and the CFSV2 sees that, and it's hard to disagree with the overall state of the weather pattern here with the La Nina winter that we're going to have. And certainly as we go into January and February, we're into a wet and very active pattern as well. Certainly could be interesting for winter lovers out there. We'll talk more about our official winter outlook and including temperatures in the weeks and months to come. Guys, in the meantime, make it a great evening. Thank you as always for logging on to NDWX.com. We'll talk with you soon.